Just imagine having a microchip implanted in your hand as proof of vaccination. More and more people in Sweden are doing just that in the wake of the new COVID restrictions.
State officials are not using the word passport, but they are discussing an easier way to prove that you've been vaccinated.
Yeah, Lisa, those businesses hope that it would be easier to verify a digital vaccine credential than it would be to look at all the info on a little paper card. And Governor Charlie Baker, who we spoke with a short time ago in Norwood here, said it should be easier for you and for me because we won't have to carry this around.
Implants are a very versatile technology that can be used for many different things. And right now it's very convenient to have a COVID passport always accessible on your implant. So in case your phone runs out of battery, it's always accessible to you. So of course, that's how we use this technology today. Next year we're going to use it for something else. Next year we're going to use it for something else. Next year we're going to use it for something else.
I think it's very much part of my own integrity to have myself chipped and keep my personal data there with me. I actually feel in a way that it's even more controlled on my end, having it in my own hand.
So I have a chip implant in my arm. And I have programmed the chip so that I have my COVID passport and on the chip. And the reason is that I always want to have it accessible. And when I read my chip, I just swipe my phone on the chip and then I unlock and it opens up. This is a PDF, which is my COVID passport. And this means that it's always accessible for me or for anyone else really who wants to read me. For example, if I go to the movies or go to a shopping center, then people will be able to check my status even if I don't have my phone. A chip implant costs, 100 euros if you want to buy them the more advanced versions. And you can compare this with, for example, a health wearable that will cost perhaps twice that, but at the same time a chip implant you can use for 20, 30, 40 years, whereas a wearable you can only use for 3-4 years. If you understand how these implants work, they don't have a battery. They cannot transmit a signal by themselves, so they're basically passive. They're asleep, right? They can never tell your location. They're only activated when you touch them with your smartphone. So this means that they cannot be used for tracking anyone's location. And what matters to me is that the people who get chip implants, they do so because they are, on a voluntary basis.
If you're sick of carrying around a paper card, Governor Charlie Baker says stand by for a Massachusetts digital COVID-19 vaccine passport that could look something like this.
And what we've been talking about is putting together the ability for somebody to download their information, which is available on our website, so they can put it on their phone and make it available whenever they need it.
1, 2, 3. The program would link your vaccine status to a scannable code on your smartphone that businesses could also scan and verify.
Scenes like this may feel like a distant memory, but with coronavirus vaccines being rolled out in many countries, there's hopes a return to normality could be within sight. These digital documents could be key in making that happen. Vaccine passports that prove a person has been inoculated. The Danish government has launched a scheme in cooperation with business organizations in the country, which should go live in 3 to 4 months.
Men der også dele af det danske samfund, som har behov for at komme videre. Der et erhvervsliv.
There's hope such documents could help shuttered businesses reopen and ease travel restrictions, removing the need to quarantine for those who've had a jab. The European Commission is considering its own scheme, which could enable travel across the bloc this summer. But questions remain over how to regulate the passes and how personal data should be stored.
The task that, as a team, we set ourselves was, how can we produce a vaccine certificate which in the end only has 2 bits of information in it? One is, has this person been vaccinated? And the other is, what does this person look like? You really don't need to know anything else at all.
Many airlines back the plans, and the International Air Transport Association has developed its own digital travel pass, a mobile application that would hold proof of coronavirus tests or vaccines. Etihad Airways and Emirates will be the first carriers to trial the application.
The eyes to the right, 369. The nose to the left, 126. Wow.
Thank you. The eyes to the right, 369. The nose to the left, 126. So the eyes have it, unlock. Minister to move the motion relating to the Draft Health and Social Care Act 2008, Regulated Activities, Amendment Coronavirus No. 2, Regulations 2021 formally.
I beg to move.
The question is as on the order paper. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. The contrary, no. Division, clear the lobby.
OK, just heard there, moving on to the next vote, which we'll concentrate on in a few minutes' time. But let's digest what has just happened. The House of Commons has agreed by a large majority, as you can see, a majority of 243, to introduce COVID status certification for venues and large events.
So they look like normal shelves, but they're not normal shelves. Every single one of them has infrared scanning sensors right here for your forehead, right? The mark of the beast on your right hand or your forehead. Speak to it. It sees you. Seek to wave. They're made out of super thick metal. If you don't have the mark later on, you won't be able to buy or sell unless you scan your hand on this. Then it's going to open for you. Then it's going to let you get whatever you need. But without the mark of the beast, you won't be able to use these in the future. These lock. Right now, they're not locked, but they do lock. And they're made out of super thick metal with glass. You can't even break through them to get food. So again, recap Revelation 13. He calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on the right hand of their forehead, so that nobody could buy or sell unless they have the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name.
But this isn't about creating a mandate or a statewide initiative of any kind.
So when will we see such a passport? Here's Baker.
I hate to say this because you guys hear me say this word a lot, but it's going to be soon.
So congratulations, Hannah.
Thank you.
You've been shipped?
Yes, I have.
How does it feel?
It feels good. I'm excited to see what I'll be able to do now.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can feel it there. I feel like this is the future. It's the next big thing that's going to happen. Happy cyborg birthday.
Happy cyborg birthday to you.
In Sweden, increasing numbers of people have implanted microchips with proof of their vaccination into their hands since the nation announced new COVID restrictions. When scanned, all of a person's information about their vaccination status is shown on a reader or phone. It's also a way to link devices implanted in your body to the internet.